This is Dabu7, wanting to share with you new details and solid proof of what's taking place here in the Ukraine. Russia finally coming up off of satellite images that show that the Ukraine had Buk missile systems in the vicinity. Now, I did a report on this within this past week stating that this was the case, that they had them in the region, and Russia said, hey, we will give you the images. The United States, it is now your turn to cough up what you're seeing on the battlefield, because we all know that they're watching it in real time. Now, what Russia is saying is huge. They're saying they detected this Ukrainian SU-25 fighter jet gaining height toward MH17 on the day that it blew up. They're stating that Kiev must explain why this military jet was tracking this passenger airplane and why it was in a commercial airline corridor. This is bombshell in itself. And they're stating that this thing is more than enough equipped to take out this flight when it's heading full steam at it at the same height within 3 to 5 kilometers, and the thing gets blown out of the sky. Give me a break. Now, unlike the United States thus far, Russia is throwing out satellite images. And I'm going to say you'll probably be hard-pressed to find that they're fake, because they're probably real deal. Because at this point, Russia doesn't have anything to hide, because we already know that the Ukraine has been caught with their hand in the jar. When the experts came out in this video, for those of you that missed it, and verified that Kiev's video trying to frame Russia was made a day before the crash, this proved, this is gold, this proved that they knew all about it. They're behind this whole thing. There's no other questions about it at this point. Now, for those of you that have not seen this, a sub brought this up, and I think that this is gold. This will blow you away if you have not seen it. Straight up. This is something I came across back in March, and I put it out. It's now resurfacing, and it should get some attention. Everyone needs to see it, because I'm telling you, it'll blow you away. The Russians back in 2008 exposed exactly how Obama was going to start World War III, and they said it would happen in the Ukraine. And guess where else they said it would happen? Crimea would be key. Guess what? It's all happening. We're living in it right now. It's actually happening minute by minute. Once you read that, you stop and you think that this was put out in 2008 and the Russians called it, your jaw hits the floor. They've seen it coming. So now, Russia throwing their cards up on the table. As you can see right here, this was on the 17th. This was within 60 kilometers of the area, and you can see the different systems that they had up right here. Now, the very next day, Russia says the satellite imagery shows they're gone. Russia's question is this: why were they in there? Why would the military battle and come into this region that's under rebel control and stage these things up, and then the day after the crash yank them out of there? Because they have proof that they were there. Now, take a look at a couple more shots here. It's actually the same one. That one's covered in cloud cover. You can see here more Buk systems. And there's a little bit more key information here that Russia throws in that I think is pretty important. And it's the fact that they were tracking the radar activity inside of the Ukraine. Now, this is big time, because they state what happened is they tracked them for numerous days, and that on a normal day there's only a few radar operations a day. Now they're stating that there were 7 radars operating on July 15th. It ramped up to 8, and then it ramped up to 9 on the 17th. Then, immediately on the 18th, it all started to decline, and ever since then, there's been no more than 2 or 3 radars operating a day. The reason behind this is yet to be found. So, this is more proof. Russia's showing that the Ukraine government, their radar activity ramped up right at its pinnacle was right when that thing crashed. Strong evidence. And Kiev better start answering, because if the mainstream media can keep saying Russia, Russia, Russia all they want, but when it comes down to it, actions speak louder than words, and they're providing satellite images that show the Ukraine not only had BUK systems in the region, but that the Ukraine had an SU-25 fighter jet closing in on MH17. That's game-changing. United States better come up with something quick here in the Ukraine or Kiev, because they're in this together, and they better not get caught slipping like Kiev just did before, because at this point it's known. The only thing is, we don't have the outlet as the mainstream media. We don't have that platform. We can't reach that many people, because if everyone knew this, it would be game over. If everyone knew that Kiev was caught making that frame piece the day before the crash ever even happened, then they would know that every single thing from here on out is all staged, it's all play, and they could sit here and watch them freaking lie to all of our faces. It's sick and it's sad, but that's the world we live in until we rise up and we stop it. And right now in the Ukraine, what's happening is genocide. They're going to continue to shell and pound these people in eastern Ukraine. And what other place in the world for a plane to go down, huh? Now you know why. And if you want to get a better understanding, watch this video. I'm telling you. I'll leave all the links. This has been Dabu7. I hope your eyes are open.